Hey, 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 hey. Hey. What I'm trying to do is figure out how I'm going to proceed going forward. I do plan on at least trying to do this every day until I feel comfortable enough. And my hair ain't done, my lashes ain't done, got no makeup on, whatever. So, anyway. But I do want to get into the habit of communicating in this manner so that I could produce more videos without so many spaces in between from one upload to the next. The only thing is I have so much to say, I can't figure out how to say it all. And so I'm trying to strategize, and even with that, sometimes I seem to be coming to a standstill. But for the most part, where my heart is right now is I want to share my journey back to the faith. The hardest part is, I guess, finding out where to begin and what stories to tell or to share. What's too much information and what's not enough. With there being so much to say, why am I at a loss for words? Maybe because I find it interesting how I have this understanding and this knowing that we as people need each other. We need the connection of family and friends. We need the comfort and the compassion and the concern of others. But the relationships that I've had in my life has not been a very good representation of those things. And at first, when I came to terms with this understanding, it was a little hard to take in. But as I see the world today, it has almost become the norm. It also allows me to understand that the people who do have those kind of relationships, that they are blessed. And it also helps me understand how sometimes when you're so used to having a thing, or when things seem to be going the way you expected, how that can be taken for granted. They say you never know what you got until it's gone. At least that's a saying that is out there in the atmosphere. But what if you never had it? What if you never had it and you thought you did? And then when you had to be without it, you thought you needed it. Until the day you realize it didn't. There's a bunch of cliches out there in the world today that makes people believe that they need to stay in unfortunate situations, toxic relationships, abusive families, and so on and so on. Everyone has an individual story. And a lot of voices right now are speaking on behalf of each other. And sometimes I hear the stories of, like they say, the modern women today, or red pill community, all these different things and different sayings in the atmosphere. And when I hear these things, I don't fit in a category with any of it. And what I am most tired of is being treated in such a way because people feel like they could observe your outer appearance, or they could hear from someone else or a simple conversation and they feel like they could sum up the whole total of who you are, instead of actually having a conversation to get to know you for who you are. Everyone out here is making predictions about what they believe someone else is or is not doing, or what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. Then you have another group of people who are just lying to no end. My goodness, the level of liars that is in the world today. They've been here. They were just in politicians, and they were in the political party and governmental systems and things, and behind businesses and policies. But now they're in your home and in your face and in your bed. I've been wanting to do this for a minute because my voice and the relationships and the friendships and everything that I've done and everything that I aspire to be and everything that I am. Everyone has been so busy making allegations, assumptions, and false witness to who I am, that I've never even got a chance to tell people who I am from my own perspective. My voice has been silenced. By bad relationships, romantic and platonic, Everyone has used their voice to voice their opinion about what they think I think, or who they believe that I am. But there's very few that know the truth. There's very few people that know that I'm honest, that I'm integral, that I'm loyal, and that I adore love, and that when I feel like I got it, there's a level of confidence that exudes from me that may anger some people. Shouldn't anger them though. It should inspire them to be the same, or so I thought. But there's been a almost 20-year stretch of false witnesses, fake friends, haters, enemies, whatever you want to call it, they all the same. It's one thing to be a child and to make mistakes, but I was raised different. And when I was younger, I had much more standards, moral values that were dear to my heart, that I was determined to live by. But life and situations, circumstances, and relationships can cause can dilute, I probably should say, can dilute some of the morals and standards that I had. So, but one thing I can say is I'm grateful for having the foundation that I have. And the foundation that I have is God being the Father and Jesus being my Savior. Because if it wasn't for that when life became so overwhelming and so devastating and so discouraging and so disheartening and so excruciating that I wouldn't have had nowhere to turn to, even with the family and the friends and some of the people that I did still have in my corner. I've dealt with the kind of relationships that didn't abuse me physically. I dealt with the kind of relationships that abused me psychologically and mentally. Which was a good fight, because mentally and psychologically, I was very strong. It took 20 years to break me down. But if it wasn't for the breaking, I wouldn't have sought to mend the broken pieces of myself. I wouldn't have cried out to the Lord. I wouldn't have got on my knees and prayed. I wouldn't have set time in the mornings before I start my day to express the things in my heart. I wouldn't have separated time at night before bed to ensure that God knows I need Him. So, my plan is to maybe speak in this way going forward, to maybe create some visuals to go with it. I just don't want it to be boring. I don't know, but I guess that I'll wrap it up right here. And as each day go on, I'll do it all over again.